What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. Sitting here in the studio with probably one of the funnest cars I've driven in a long time. And I drive a lot of old cars. You know, we keep them rolling through here pretty steady. And, you know, whether it's Corvettes or LX Mustangs or C10 trucks or Camaros or Tri-5 Chevys or whatever tickles my fancy. Volkswagen Bugs, anything, go-karts. We have a lot of interesting rides come through here, and you know, they're all fun in their own right. But then you get these certain cars, and you know, you don't get them often, that just are fun. And this one right here is, and it kind of shocked me. You know, when we bought this thing, I didn't know anything about the car. It was a Craigslist ad. I didn't know the guy. You know, I shot him a message, called him, kind of felt him out a little bit over the phone, and you can tell a lot about a person when you're talking to them over the phone. And this guy was very detailed. You know, it wasn't like, oh, she runs good. No, well, you know, it's the original 283 and we rebuilt it from top to bottom and this, and this, and rings and bearings and, you know, just getting detailed with everything. And I sent the carburetor off, the original 2-barrel, to have it built. And, you know, all the wiring has been gone through. Every light works, every gauge works. I had the gauge cluster restored and I put a new fuel tank, new fuel lines, new brake hoses, new brake lines, and the list goes on and on and on. This guy was literally giving me a service manual over the phone on this car. I just seen a drop 6.4, caught my eye. Okay, let's go check it out. And sure enough, this car looks like the biggest piece of ever. And by far is rougher than a night in jail. But I will tell you, you have never set your in a better driving, riding, or newer 64 model Chevrolet in your life. It drives just like 1964. And it bends a corner on 3. You know, we got the car in. I want to jazz it up a little bit. Got the top flaked on it. And I'll be honest with you know what else I've done to it? I glossed the tires and drove the out of it. And I love it. I drive it to car shows and everybody's wiping on their car. I don't care. I've never even come close to this thing with a water hose. You know what I did? I wiped my top off. I glossed my tires. I aired this up and I rode to the show. Like, it rides good. And the looks you get going down the road in this thing, I mean, I don't know if they think it's a cool car or maybe I'm selling bad weed or what, but it's like, this thing draws people. We had Rumble in the Park this past weekend, and I've got $70,000 vehicles, $80,000 vehicles. Hell, we had a 6-figure 55 Chevrolet I could have drove to the show. You know what I drove? I drove this thing. You know why? Because I didn't feel like washing cars. I literally fired it up, pulled out of my gated community in this bad boy, watching little old ladies clutch their purses as I drove by, bumping Eazy-E, riding to the show with the heat on high because it was cold as a well digger's, and had the time of my life. Come rolling in the show, what do? Riding high. Old Rob dumps that right rear bag, bends that corner, next thing you know, that left front comes up, son. Eyes everywhere were zoomed right in on me. Come rolling in, dropped this on her nuts, and I hopped out and did my thing. You know, slammed the door behind me, fired it up, drove it to dinner the night before. Hell, I drove it home last night. It's just fun scaring the neighbors with it. Like, really, I think I could rent this thing out to people that need like OG street cred. I'll be honest with you, you park this in your driveway, nobody's gonna mess with you because they don't know what to expect. You know, you might stab them. You know, you might be mafia, definitely dealing dope. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I love this car. We've had the best time with this thing. And it drives so good. Like, you know, you got it aired up, you got those front bags on 100, those rear bags on 80. This thing rides like a Cadillac going down the road, just floats. It eats potholes, which in Greenville, South Carolina is a damn selling point. But it's such a nice car. Like, it's got, I mean, it doesn't even have a damn headliner in it. And the damn dome light works. I mean, it's just a cool car. Do you realize how many $50,000 cars I bought that didn't do that? Or how many $50,000 cars I bought that the gas gauge didn't work right in? Or how many, you know what I'm saying? I love that about this car. Like, yeah, it's not much to look at, This old girl does the job, kind of like my prom date. But you know what I'm saying? It's a fun car, and this is something that I push to people. Like everybody wants those shiny, pretty cars, and there's nothing wrong with them. I make a good living selling them, and I love to have them in my fleet. But you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with having an old working girl working for you too. You know, and this right here, she's a little rough around the edges, but she's kind of the way Daddy likes it. And it's a fun car. You can actually drive this thing. Hell, toss the keys to your buddy and let him drive it. What are they gonna do? Mess it up? They're gonna scratch it? This is 55 years in the making right here. This is what we like to call in the car biz as patina. Translation, needs paint. And I used to give the patina guys hell, but I'm starting to see the light a little bit. Like, this is so much fun. And you know what? You can knock this bad boy in the head, sit at the body shop for a month, and have it slick white, and you'll have a 64 just like everybody else in the hood. But this one's, it's got character. You know, I mean, it's just that fun car. You know, you can add your little touches to it. And that's the thing about these cars that I think a lot of people lose sight of, is they don't enjoy them. I had a guy looking at the LX Mustang. This dude's got like 30 Fox body Mustangs that are absolutely gorgeous. And I mean, they're all just like factory day one in the wrapper, you know, and like he looks at them and he wipes on them, and let's hope it only goes that far. But anyway, you know, and he's like that about these cars, but he doesn't enjoy them. My LX Mustang is sitting on fats and skinnies and got a two-step. I promise you, it was made to enjoy, just like this one is. And that's the fun part. You and 6 of your friends can roll up to the car show, bend in a corner on 3. It's got a trunk bigger than the back of an El Camino. Virtually, this is an El Camino, a crew cab El Camino with a tonneau cover. It's a ball to drive. And that's the part that I think people miss the point with these old cars. They get so particular with them and so protective. And take my dime piece, you know, my 1972 GMC truck. You know what, am I gonna drive it to Lowe's and go get some 2x4s in it? Hell no. Hell, I wouldn't do that in my new Silverado. I'd throw them in the back of this in a heartbeat, wouldn't think twice about it. You know, I mean, that's the fun part about this car. Like, you can enjoy it. I mean, you're not gonna hurt it. You're not gonna do anything wrong with it. I mean, this thing is tough as nails. And it showed you, it survived this long. Do you know how many drug dealers this thing has been through? I mean, come on. This right here is American ingenuity at its best. And I love it. I mean, I love the look. It's kind of got, you know, that street cred, maybe a little California cruising scene going. And I'll be honest with you, literally, you never have to wax it. Hell, you don't have to wash it. The dirt gives it more street cred. I love this thing. As long as you keep them wide whites looking white and that top wiped off, you're gold. Guys, I want to end this one with a little PSA. Enjoy your cars, buddy. None of us are promised another day. Give them hell. We'll catch you next time at Rabbit's Used Cars. Big, white, and rough around the edges. Thought my ex-wife was right here for a little bit. How do you say rabbit in Spanish? Last time I was riding something this big, I married it. Cruising down the street in my 6'4". I could have been a rapper. Conejo. Conejo. That sounds like a curse word. I'm a Rolex wearing, compound swearing, car selling mother. I'm just waiting for my email from the HOA. Rob, could you please not drive the big white car? That's a bad ride though. Yeah, I like it. I love this piece of and I don't know why. I drive the hell out of them and I sell them. That's what I do. Oh yeah.